to the second part of the SketchUp tutorial. In this tutorial, we're just going to be looking at advanced tools. So that's just tools that will help you manage your model, and that would be like styling, visualization. And the second part of this will be site modeling from Auckland Council Data. So that's GIS, GeoMaps. So we're going to be looking at tags. So that's assigning certain objects to layers. That's kind of works similar to Rhino and Photoshop layer system. You can hide and show certain objects within your own assigned tags. So if we look at this model right here, if we go under tags, all right, we can see that I've already assigned one of the walls to a tag already. How you do this is that you can add a new tag here, right? And for example, we wanted to, let's reassign this to wall new. Okay. And then we click the object here. We can change the tag up here. So we can change to wall new. Once that's done, we see the eye tool right here. We can click hide. So you can see that that object that we rechanged the tag to is now hidden. And then we can unhide it back again. Again, change it back if we wanted to. And now I've changed it to walls. We can hide it now. So now they're all gone. Rehide it back. And you can hide anything you want. So right there. For the second part, I'm going to be looking at shadows and styles. So yeah, shadows, this is useful for looking at sun studies and visualization. And this can be geolocated. And there are styles which can be modified through the edit menu. And this allows you to export basically PNGs according, to the style you want. So if you want like a more minimal style, or you want one that looks, um, good for photo modeling, or you want one that looks really sketchy, you can do that. And most of the time that these styles can be exported into a PNG. They can be imported into Photoshop, which allows you to quickly edit and collage them to your own liking. So we go back here, we go down to the Styles tab. You can see at the moment it defaults to the architectural design style. We can, for example, if we want more sketchy, we can go to sketchy edges. Right there. So it's all sketchy looking. Yeah, there's a bunch that you can do. Do one that's like that. So you can just experiment around. And to edit these, you just go on the side, the tab right here called Edit. And here you can, hide the edges, for example, so it becomes all plain, almost like this, shades of color only. So there won't be any line edges around. You can change the material transparency, etc. Yeah, feel free to experiment around. And then for the shadows, right here, it's a shadow tab. First of all, what you want to do here is you want to go to View and click Shadows. This enables it. I think normally default it comes disabled, so you just have to re-enable it there. And now we can change the time of the sun, time of the day. So for example, we do that time. See the shadow's longer, and you can change time of the day you want, 4 p.m., 5 p.m., what time zone, uh, what day, what month, how dark you want the shadows to be, how light you want them to be. You can also change how they're displayed. So they can be not on faces, not on the ground, maybe you only want on the model only, for example. Then we're going to be looking at cameras. So, you know, if you go to the View tab here, so up top camera, looking at parallel projection, you can make isometric drawings of this. There's 2-point perspective. Yeah, so on and so forth. Top, front, back. Yeah, all standard stuff. And then for the section plane, this is like, you know, getting a cut through your model. Where you can go is go to tools, and you can go to section plane. There. Will come up with each axis. For example, if we wanted to cut through this wall, we just click it. Oop. Section 1. So now we have a section on the wall. And to move it, what we're going to do is just want to click on the section plane, click the move tool, or you can click M, and then you just click again, and then move it towards there. And you can just move how much you want. So for example, we want it up to, halfway through, you can do that. Again, you can move it again to be a bit closer if you wanted to. And we can right click this, we can align to view. So now it's parallel with our view. And you can reverse. So we're going to look at from the other side, you can also do that. And again, if you wanted to do the other side, you can always delete it. Go to tools again, section plane, let's do it from the front this time, then click M to move closer. There we go. So now I'm going to go into a bit more harder stuff, which is site modeling from the contours. So this is a DWG file taken from the Auckland geomaps. So first of all, if you don't know how to get the data, normally you just search up, Auckland Council geomaps, you look around for the site you want, and then you want to go to, you want to export the data, so you can extract the data there, and you want to look for normally the layers you want to download are normally contours, building footprints are very useful, curb lines, so that's all the roads will be really useful. These are normally the three you'll need. You can feel free to download, if you want to look at wastewater, stormwater, piping that might be useful for you, or if you want to look at flood areas, you can also download aerials for reference. And normally we'll download it as an AutoCAD DWG file. So once we have the file, I'm just going to quickly go to the file here. So I've already downloaded everything. You just want to basically import it. So you can just throw it in. And typically it'll come up. You can leave everything here the same. There you go. So that's our site. So I think this site, I believe that it's looking at the Grafton roads. This is our campus. This should be the engineer building. Yeah, so when you import the DOG, it should look like that. Now, when you import the DWG, you'll get a bunch of these tags come in. You can see right here. What we're going to do is we're just going to quickly make a folder for them. So I'm just going to group them all together so it's easier to work with. So just click here, tag folder. I'm just going to name it site model. Alright, so now it's all together. Easier for us to work with. Just going to quickly extend this. So let's hide everything but the contours so it's easier for us to work with. Okay, so that's all the contours there. So what we want to do now is select everything. So we're going to go select tool here. I'm going to select everything here. So we do want to double click into it because it's a group at the moment. And we want to select all the contours. Cool. So you can just click and drag there. And then what you want to do is using tools. Sorry, draw, sandbox, from contours. So sandbox tool is the tool we use to make site contours normally. And doing this, it just uses all the contour lines and it generates its own topography. So I'm just going to click there, from contours, and then we're just going to let it run. Now, it might be a bit slow. Just be patient with it. Sometimes it'll come as like, non-responding. Don't worry, normally 95% of the time will work fine. If for some reason the model, the site contours don't get generated or they crash, my recommendation is you install a simplified contours tool, which is a plugin through the extension warehouse. And this is recommended when making a site model to help improve overall performance and allow for larger site models to be created. You are going to lose around 10% or so accuracy with the lines being more smoothed out, but the difference is very, unnoticeable. So I recommend you to do it. Now we're going to be looking at using the drape tool, and this will allow us to put the building footprints and the curb lines on top of the contour massing. So we go back to the model here. You can see at the moment we need to hide contour lines. See that the topography has been generated there and looks relatively accurate to our contour lines. So now let's bring back the curb lines and the building footprints. So at the moment they're underneath there. What we want to do is that we want to drape it. Essentially we need to paint it down from the top. So what we're going to do here is let's grab one by one here. So let's do building footprints first. And move the building footprints up. So with M, so we're going to click on the building footprints with M. I'm going to click the corner of the building footprint. I'm going to move it against the blue axis. That's the y-axis. Again, if it doesn't lock, you can click the arrow keys. So if you click upper arrow key, you can lock it to the blue axis. On the right side, you can lock it to the red axis. And on the left side, you can lock it to the green axis. So let's use the up arrow key. I'm going to put it up top. And then let's do the same thing. Curb lines up there as well. I think because they were originally grouped together, so they both move. And now let's drape it on. So what we want to do here is we want to go to Tools, and go Sandbox, and we're going to go Drape. Then we want to click the building footprints here. Let's click that. And then we want to drape it on the site model. And there you go. We'll select the mesh now. So yeah, we're selecting the building footprints. Now we're going to click on the mesh that we want to put it onto. So now SketchUp's going to do its thing. It will take some time normally, a couple of minutes or so. Look like that. So now you can see all the building footprints are on the contour site model. And again, you can repeat this for the curb lines as well. So, group there. And then again, do the same thing, drape. To that. Give it a bit of time. So you can see that the curb lines have been added to the site contour model. And now, go back to the PDF here. We can use the existing building footprints as referencing. So essentially what we can do is we can draw over the existing lines to get the shapes. This creates like a plane for us to extrude it into a 3D mass. So I can show you here is once we bring back the building footprints, we're going to double click into them. And then let's say we wanted to use this one right here. We just draw a line over it. And then there you go. You can see it creates its own little plane. Let's double click that, and then we're going to make group. Let's edit the group. Now we can click P, and click extrude up here. And we're just going to click it, and let's say, let's make it this tall. Sweet as. Now we're going to exit out of the group, so now it's its own standalone entity. Now we want to click move. And let's click the corner here. Let's lock it to the blue axis with our arrow key. So the upper arrow key. And let's move it down to the side. Let's do around there. So now you can see that the masking's been placed against the side contour model. And again, you can use these as references, the lines that have been added into the contour itself, and you can create your own masking to whatever you want. Last but not least, I'll quickly mention through the export settings you can use. There's primarily 4 export settings that I would recommend for you to use. And firstly, that's exporting as PDF. It allows you to retain vector line work, which is useful for using in Adobe Illustrator. So that's like line weights, etc. You can also export it as a PNG. This is best suited if you want to do a quick concept export, just quick ideas, or you want to use it later on for, Photoshop layering or collaging. You can also export it as a DWG. This is best suited for Revit and Rhino integration. Um, and then you can also export it to SketchUp layout, which is useful for, creating scale drawings according to paper size. So it's like A3, A2, A1, etc. And you can change the scale live, and your model will automatically update to the SketchUp layout as well. And that's all we're going to cover for this part 2 tutorial. Thank you.